Star Stable's new Druid Pathways update can be a little confusing. There is a new leveling feature, new activities, updates, new items, and so much more. Today I'm going to show you how everything works. I'll give you some tips and tricks, life hacks, and also show you how to complete the whole thing really quickly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to subscribe, it really means a lot. And now let's get into it. This new Druid progression system that we got in Hollow Woods can seem a little complicated, but it's honestly pretty easy. There are 3 paths of Druidism you can advance in. Each path has unique activities that will contribute towards your progress. You can check your progression in each path by consulting with the Mother Stone, which is the giant stone that is located in the Valedale village next to the stables. That's also the area, I guess, where you can level up everything. And to learn more about everything, you can also talk with the Druid ambassador of each path. You have Ray, Gaia, and Jade, but the gist of it is you have to collect light. You can collect light by doing many different activities. With light, you can buy some things from the shops, but it is a very valuable currency that you can use to level up your paths with the Mother Stone and get more boosts, even more light, new fun activities, new features. First, let's take a look at some new things we've gotten this past week and all of the information we currently have about them. The gift of Aideen's light can be found throughout Hollow Woods. Lights can unlock new features, and they can also be used to buy items in the shops. They can be found by collecting Fireflies, completing rune puzzles, completing rune glyphs, and in exchange for garden powder. Piles of leaves in a reddish color are scattered all throughout Hollow Woods. Running through them can give you garden powder, wild seeds, fireflies, or nothing. One life hack is to not run into them too quickly, as the reward can end up at the tops of the trees or somewhere high up where you can't get it. This powder frees all traps satchels in Hollow Woods. Garden powder can be bought with 50 light at the shop in Valedale. It can also be found by running through leaf piles, and it can be exchanged with a trapped satchel exchange. Satchels are bags scattered through the woods that contain light. You can exchange garden powder for the light that they have, and there are 5 different satchels every day. A collection of mysterious wild seeds found in Hollow Woods. Perhaps these can be planted at a later date. Wild seeds will be used for gardening update, and they will be a part of the Path of Terra. And right now they have no use. Fireflies are little lights that can be found all over the area. They give you 1 light when collected, and you don't even have to click on them, you just have to stand close enough. When fireflies are leveled up in the Path of Whimsy, they give your horse XP when collected, which is really nice, and they are also completely free. Wisps are lights similar to fireflies, but a little bigger. When you get close to them, they will run away and hide. Finding them will give you quite a few lights, and the same as the fireflies, they are also free. Rune carvings are just rune stones with carvings that can be found all over the Hollow Woods. They can be on the ground, the trees, rocks, basically all over the place. Completing them gets you a lot of light, so I recommend doing it anytime you see them, and they are also completely free, which is just amazing. I'm going to show you all of the tips and tricks of how to get them. I think first we should start with the carvings that have like 3 spaces. Currently you can only unlock everything up until level 3, so if you're trying to like unlock level 4 and you can't, that is not a bug or anything, no one can do it yet. But anyway, to get the rune carvings, you have to go to, I think it's called like the Mother Stone or something like that in Valedale. Obviously, first you have to do the initial quest to actually get everything here, but once you do, you have to open like the thing on the Mother Stone and click on the Path of Runology. Once you're over here, you're going to want to buy the Ancient Art of Rune Carving. Talk with Jade to learn more about the Ancient Art of Rune Carving. This will unlock rune carving puzzles. It costs 150 light, and once you buy it, you have to talk with Jade and do a little initial quest. I really like the rune carvings because they don't cost anything. For some other activities, you do have to pay with, I think, garden powder, which obviously not my favorite. And my biggest life hack for completing the runology, like the path of runology and path of whimsy really quickly, is to just max out the rune carving because you get so much light so quickly. So anyway, to actually get the rune carvings, you just have to ride around and find these kinds of rune stones. They can be placed on the ground, on the trees, on rocks, a bunch of different areas. All you have to do is get close to them and then click on them. First, we're going to see how to do the 3x3. We can't do 5x5 yet, but for 3x3, you're going to get 30 lights for, well, completing the 3x3. Once you select the 3x3, you can also select the rotate and the flip. Let's just first check out the rotate option. I do recommend selecting all of them because obviously you're going to get even more light. Okay, so the first thing you want to check here is obviously this little rune in the middle. It is going to show you what you actually have to do. And with the rotations, the most important thing to look for is where you have to rotate. Sometimes you have to rotate to the left, sometimes to the right. So okay, 90% rotation to the left. Well, as it says, you have to rotate this whole thing to the left. Yeah, that's not the best explanation, but I'm basically going to show you a picture or maybe something of how it should be done. A little life hack is to always look for the little dots that won't change. The one that's not going to change over here is the middle one, while the others will. My biggest life hack for rune carvings is to just take a picture on your phone with them, and then in the editing options, I'm sure you have the option to rotate, and just click on the rotation, and it's going to show you what you have to click on this other side. Honestly, I usually just take a picture on Snapchat so that I don't have to like constantly delete pictures, and I just literally rotate my phone. So if I were to take a picture of this rune carving and I would have to rotate it for 90 degrees to the left, I would just move my phone to this and then copy the like symbol, the marks, the dots, whatever, like they are in here, to the other side. Okay, now we are faced with a 180-degree rotation. As I said before, you just have to check for the ones that don't change. With 180, it is really easy because it is basically, I think, the vertical like change. You can see here that the like symbols, the carving, whatever, it is the same, but it is basically mirrored. It is easy to do it while doing the 3x3, but some of the 4x4 are a little complicated. So again, I honestly just recommend taking a picture with your phone and then rotating the phone or the picture. But again, you can get a bunch of light from this. But anyway, let's check how you do the flip with the 3x3 now. Again, you just have to encounter the rune stones that are positioned all over the place. Just select the 3x3. As I said before, I always choose both the rotate option and the flip option just because the extra light is always good. So the flip option is very straightforward. Again, you just have to focus on the middle rune, and the flips are pretty straightforward. If you're not sure what vertical and horizontal flips mean, all you have to do is check how this line is. If it's positioned like this, you can see that there's something on this side, then there's a line, and then there's something on this side. This means that you have to put whatever is in this side to this one and the opposites. So it has to look like this. Okay, it seems like I didn't get any horizontal flips, but we're going to have them on the 4x4 carvings. So let's just go ahead and check them out. Again, just find a rune carving, select 4x4, pick rotate and flip options, and let's get started. This 4x4 is actually pretty easy. As you can see, there's just a bunch of blocks. This is a 90% rotation to the right, so all of these dots will be here and all of this will be over here. So it will look something like this. Now we have another vertical flip, so the things that are at the bottom will be up here, and then the things that are up here will be at the bottom. Honestly, with the flips, I don't really take pictures because even with the harder ones, I don't know. I can't really do the flip on Snapchat because I would have to use like the mirror option, and I don't think it's there. So honestly, with the flips, just go one by one. So for example, this one is the bottom right corner, just move it to the upper right corner, and then you have one to both sides of it, just move those. You can see these ones almost create a square, so you can just move this little square over here and then put two other ones here and then two other ones here, and yeah, just basically do it like this and you are done. Okay, so here we have the horizontal flip. Again, just look at the rune in here, and here instead of the middle line like lying down, it is standing upright. I know I'm using like weird language, but I know not everyone speaks English, and I don't know, it might be kind of hard to guess. But basically the lines in the middle, it's like it's standing upright. There's something on the left, something on the right, and you basically have to move the things that are here over here and then the things that are on the left to the right. This pattern might look a little more complicated, but since they're the same all the time, it is really easy. But you basically have to move things that are over here to the side. So instead of having the three dots over here, they're going to be over here. And then instead of this being in this kind of position, it is going to be like this. So two circles over here, two over here, and then one here. Again, just kind of look at how things are. There's two of them at the top on the left. There's going to be two of them at the top on the right. Then there's three on the second row. Two of them have nothing above them, and then one of them has like this one, and just continue going like this. But again, I do recommend just taking a picture. It is really easy because I do think you're actually going to spend much more time like trying to get it and fail. I mean, obviously if you're a pro, go ahead, but I just find it less time consuming and easier if you just take a picture, rotate your phone. Rune glyphs are rocks with runes. They can be activated using garden powder, but each time you complete a rune glyph, they're going to start costing more. When activated, you have to find the same symbols as shown on the rock in the limited misty area. They give you some light, but again, they cost more and more garden powder, so I don't think they're the best.
Yeah, I feel myself falling. It's a dangerous game, and now it's too late to call it. I got myself to blame. Ooh. 'Cause all I want is to crash and burn with you. Yeah, love how it feels.
First, to actually get the horses and the quests associated with them, you have to unlock 4 things. 2 of them are on the path of the whimsy, and one of them is Hemera and Anthea return. Speak with Ray to begin a quest in search of Hemera and Anthea. This one costs 150 lights. And then there's one on level 3, which is Hemera and Anthea's true forms. Speak with Ray to begin the quest in search of Hemera and Anthea, and this one costs 300 lights. And then to unlock all of the horses, go over to the path of Runology and unlock the Erin's and Petra return. Speak with Jay to begin a quest in search of Petra and Erin's. I honestly have no idea how to pronounce this horse's name, so I'm just gonna call it Eri. This one costs 150 lights, and then on level 3 you have to buy the Eri and Petra's true forms. Speak with Jade to begin a quest in search of Petra and Eri, and this one costs 300 lights. You have to unlock all of them in order to get the daily horse activity. But anyway, first, as with all of the other things during this like update, new feature, whatever, you have to complete the quests. So just speak with the 2 NPCs and go search for the horses.
Child in the old throne, wandering along, walking through a land calling out. A long, long time ago, this land was colorful, filled with love and joy, where no one felt alone. Side by side they go, off to their desires, although they were still down, down in the hot fire. I've always felt so young, I've always felt so old. I live inside a land that is full of doubt. I fear it is too late, still aiming for my fate. Side by side we go, off to our desires, and we keep on walking, walking through the fire.
Now that you're done with the quest, you probably know kind of where the horses are located, but I'm still going to show you exactly where you have to go. I'm going to be starting in Valedale, and I'm just going to show you the path to the horses. Basically, you have to run to the horses, and once you're in their vicinity and they notice you, you have to dismount, and then you're going to play a minigame called red light, green light. When the color behind the horse is red, you have to stop, you must not move, and once the color behind the horse is green, you can just run towards it. But if the color behind the horse is green but they have a red exclamation mark above them, still don't move, because I think you can still like fail the minigame if you do. Once you get close to them, obviously pet them, and they're going to give you 50 horse XP, which might not be that much, but later down the line you'll be able to actually buy these for special magical horses for a discounted price once your bond strengthens. I think they're going to be at a 50% cost that, you know, they normally cost, which is going to be around like 400 something star coins, which is going to be pretty nice. I really like the kind of stone horses. Oh, and also if the horses run away from you, I think you actually have to relog, because I don't know if it was like Petra or Eri, but no, I think it was the other two, maybe, I don't even know. But one of them ran away because I didn't see them and they got spooked, and then I was like running all over the place and couldn't find them. So I think you have to relog in order to like complete this mini game, this daily, this quest or whatever. But you can basically find all of the 4 horses once per day. You get 50 horse XP for each one of them. Currently they are pretty useless, I would say, but as I said before, you'll be able to buy them at a discounted price once your bond is stronger. And also, I don't know, I think it's cool to find them just like roaming the forest. They're pretty cute, and I feel like it makes the forest feel even more alive, though it does feel so alive. There's so much wildlife, so many other things, so I can't even say that Hollowwoods is dead, but it is still cool to see some horses roaming about.
Here I am, though I wish I was braver. We all came here today for a last goodbye. Leave a rose on a grave of a mother. We will ride again, we will ride again. Like the sun, you live on, a new dawn, across the morning sky in our hearts. You live on and on and on. It's time to the sun, you live on, a new dawn, cross the morning sky in our hearts, you live on and on and on. It's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. We hold our head up high with tears in our eyes. We face the first of days without you here beside. It's time to say goodbye, say goodbye. We face the first of days without you here beside. It's time to say, it's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. We hold our head up high and with tears in our eyes. It's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. We hold our head up high and with tears in our eyes. It's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. We hold our head up high and with tears in our eyes. It's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. We hold our head up high. It's time to say goodbye. I left it all the people, all the noise. They ask me why, but I didn't have a choice. Heavy mist falling, hiding what I'm hiding from. I can't turn back. I'm so far away from home. In the hollow woods, I never feel alone. In the hollow woods, I feel like I belong. Wanna ride away to a place where I am free, where I can hide, but I didn't have a choice. Heavy mist falling, hiding what I'm hiding from. I can't turn back. I'm so far away from home. In the hollow woods, I never feel alone. In the hollow woods, I feel like I belong.
Now with all of this out of the way, let's get started. In Valedale, you can see a giant rock with a bunch of purple runestones and smaller stones levitating next to it. When you click on the stone, you'll open 3 paths. Path of Whimsy, Path of Terra, and Path of Runology. Currently, Path of Terra is unavailable, but we know this will be a gardening path where we'll basically have to grow some stuff. Lights are a currency with which you can open different levels in the paths, and currently you can only level the paths to level 3. Now let's get to a few life hacks that I have for you. I honestly recommend leveling up the rune carving first, as it is free and gives you the most light, so you'll be done with everything really quickly. It is really important for you to find a route with clusters of fireflies, rune carvings, and wisps to maximize the amount of light you can get in a certain time period. Why run all over the place when you can find a specific route that will give you so much more light? I posted a video of my favorite route, and if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. I will put a little snippet of that video in this one. I found that this area around here has a lot of things. All you have to do is just basically follow the way that I go. I was doing this route for about 15 minutes and I got 1000 lights, which might not seem as that much, but by doing this route you can get 4000 an hour, and with that you can actually complete all of the runology, the path of whimsy, all of that really quickly. So you'll definitely see me running around this area a lot. I know there are a few others that have little clusters of rune carvings, but I just found this one to be the best one as of now.
Just because you feel alone doesn't mean it's forever. When people trying to put you down, show them how to be better. Every time you hit the ground, you can rise even higher. Everything you'll ever need, you got it all inside of you. So find your courage. Try to fake a smile until you feel it. Life ain't gonna live itself, so live each day like you mean it. Your heart's a little funny thing, it unbreaks if you let it. And everything you'll ever need, you got it all inside of you. Find your courage, raise your voice and make it heard.
Run through all leaf piles as they offer amazing rewards for free with little work, but be careful not to gallop, or at least be positioned in a way where they can't end up at the top of the trees or just in some other area where you can't get them. Don't save light. Okay, I don't mean not saving any light at all, because you'll obviously need it in the following weeks when SSO lets us level up even more, and I guess you can't even really spend it all. I don't know if you can sell it. But anyway, if you haven't unlocked all of the features yet, don't save light to unlock everything all at once, as that will take you much longer than if you gradually unlocked everything, because you always get a bonus of some sort while unlocking new levels, and I think it's just kind of pointless to, you know, just gather up all of the lights and then try to unlock everything at once. Unlock the shops and cosmetics last. Along with all of the other things that came in this update, we also got a few new shops and brand druid hairstyles and makeup, and while they look amazing, I do recommend unlocking them last, as they don't give you any kind of advantage or boost that will help you complete everything faster. Even if you really fancy something, I still think it's best to wait until everything else is maxed out. So anyway, I hope this video helped, and I'm gonna see you in my next one. Bye!